Hi, I'm Melba Pearson, also known as the Resident Legal Diva, and it's time for the Daily Diddy, bringing you Diddy updates all throughout the trial. So, at this point, we have close to 50 New Yorkers that have been questioned in terms of whether or not they're going to be the appropriate jurors for this case. Part of it that they're asking is to find out if they can be fair and impartial. Now, remember, the goal of this jury selection is to get 12 jurors plus 6 alternates just in case something goes wrong, somebody gets sick, something like that. The trial can still move ahead, the deliberations can still happen, and then the jury can still come to a verdict rather than have to try it all over again. So the potential jurors were shown a list of over 100 places and also mentioned a bunch of celebrities like Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, Kanye West, even though they weren't involved in the case. Gonna get to the reason why right now. So the reason why I think this list was shown was to see how up on popular culture and music and movies and stuff that each of the potential jurors are familiar with, right? Because if you're somebody who really follows celebrity news, you probably have followed and know a lot about the case. And the question is whether or not you can set that aside and just listen to the evidence in the courtroom and not come with any preconceived notion as to guilt or innocence. So that's probably why they asked those questions. Now, there are a few key rulings that also happened over the course of yesterday and today. First off, the Cassie video that we all saw of her getting beat up in that hotel room is coming in. That will be admissible at trial, so the jury is going to see that. Also, the judge did let a defense psychiatric expert talk about the types of drugs that Diddy was taking and their effects as to whether or not that could cause blackouts or some other type of intense intoxication. So now that we know about some of the things that are going to be coming in at trial once that gets started, once the jury has been selected, here are some of the folks that got to stay and got eliminated from the jury. So first off, a number of the potential jurors said that they had seen the Cassie video, and one woman who was a potential juror referred to it as damning. So yeah, she was gone. She does not get to sit on the jury. Another woman worked for HBO. She said that she found the video to be disturbing and upsetting, but that she could be impartial. Diddy's attorneys were really upset about that because of the movie or miniseries, The Fall of Diddy, that was produced by HBO, but she didn't really know much about it, so she was allowed to stay. Another prospective juror had been caught stealing a wand from a Harry Potter store. Yeah, she got to stay. So another potential juror had liked a video on socials that was a comedian making fun of Diddy and that whole baby oil situation. Yeah, remember the cases of baby oil that were taken from his mansion in Miami? So she liked to joke about that, but she got to stay on the jury. So one thing is clear. Diddy has been very active in terms of who should stay on the jury and who hasn't. He's been talking to his legal team, and you could see in the courtroom that he was nodding his head yes or shaking his head no in terms of as each juror was being questioned and things like that. So when the jury has been finally selected, he can never argue that he didn't get an opportunity to say whether or not he liked this juror or didn't. So that's the updates for now. Stay tuned. I'll be back tomorrow to see who else is going to be on the jury and who else got cut. Thanks for tuning in. See you again soon.